All right, welcome back. In the last video, you guys learned all about your saw frame. So to give you a quick review, we called this A, B, and C. We learned that our saw blade is first attached in A, and we are going to line it up between the frame and the rectangular washer. And then we are going to take our saw frame to the end of our table using great force to stretch this between A and B, and sometimes we need to adjust C. So a quick review on how to do that. I am going to lean this onto the edge of my table. I'm going to place my hip against this and sliding this forward. Now, at this point in time, this is very important. I would, of course, have my safety glasses on. Extremely, extremely important. All right, so when our saw blade is together and attached, I should hear a high-pitched ping. And right now, this is pretty loose, which means something slipped. So again, I'm going to take it back here. I'm going to push this again because I shouldn't feel any play. This should be very, very tight. And coming back here, there we go. I've got my high-pitched ping. So I am just about ready to start sawing. But I need to know how to hold my saw frame properly. All right, so I like to do what I call the peace sign method. All right. I am going to take my peace sign fingers and my thumb because I want a fingertip grip, and then I'm going to add my other fingers. A nice fingertip grip on this saw frame is going to be how you're going to want to hold it. And this may be a little ouchy and uncomfortable, but it's important to kind of get used to the discomfort. So if you're right-handed, you're going to hold it this way. If you're left-handed, you're going to hold it this way. Again, a fingertip grip. Now let's talk about our seating and our posture. If we're left-handed, we are going to slide to the right so that our left arm is completely free of our lap. And if we're right-handed, we're going to swing to our left so that our right arm is completely free of our lap. All right, so one thing to also notice is if you go into a tight grip like this, you're actually losing the movement in your wrist. This is why I can't tell you enough. It is so very important to keep a loose grip so that you have your wrist in motion. All right, because when you're sawing, you need to be able to keep this saw frame nice and straight so the top of it is going straight towards the ceiling and the handle is going straight towards the ground. Very, very, very important in sawing. All right, so again, fingertip grip. Okay, so we're going to first prep our saw blade by getting out our little beeswax, and you can just slide a little bit of this on here. And then in your packet that I sent home, this P3 packet, which had your saw blades in there, you have this little piece of cardboard. All right, so on this piece of cardboard, I want you to draw exactly as I draw. You're going to just draw a straight line across the corner, a curve, a loop, and a right angle. Very basic and simple. You can use a pencil or pen, it doesn't matter as long as you can see it. All right, now I'm going to bring this over to my bench pin, and I am left-handed. So my right hand is my holding hand. So it's going to be important for me to keep the extra material that I want to hold towards the right side. If you're right-handed, you're going to hold your extra material to the left side. Okay, why is this important? Because when I'm cutting, I never want my fingers in front of the blade because that can be dangerous. All right, so I want my fingers to be behind or next to the blade. So as I start this cut, my saw frame is going straight up and down in the air. I'm holding this very lightly, fingertip grip, and I'm coming up and down using the entire length of the blade. Okay, and this should cut like butter because again, this is just cardboard. All right, so it's important that you're going to pick up your scraps and throw them away. All right, now I'm going to cut a curve. Here's the rules for cutting a curve. As I cut a curve, the material I'm cutting is what I am going to make meet the blade. So the blade does not move. The saw stays straight up and down 90 degrees, but I am going to move this cardboard so that I am lining up my cut line with the front of the saw. And I'm just ever so lightly moving this. Again, fingertip grip on my saw frame. I never force a cut. If it seems like it's snagging, then I am going to just back off. All right, right angle. Nice and easy, straight into the corner. Now, once I'm in the corner, I'm going to keep my saw just stationary. I'm not pushing forward or back, but I'm slowly rotating this so it goes forward. Okay? All right, and our last challenge is cutting our loop. Again, nice and straight. Now, this is where I might have to be a little tricky with my fingers. So I'm going to have to watch my fingers so that they stay behind the blade. This is a big safety thing. Okay, so I'm going to kind of like walk my fingers around, paying close attention. And if you need to lift your fingers at any point, you just stop sawing. It's like you got to have both hands moving at once. And I can see that dust I'm making, I'm kind of blowing it off, but that means I'm going to have to vacuum or sweep this area when I'm done. Okay, so your little circle will fall right out, and you'll lose this little corner at the end too. That's totally normal. Okay, so when you're done, you should have like this puzzle looking piece. Now you're going to want to keep this. You're not going to throw this away, but this means that you have successfully cut a straight line, a simple curve, a right angle, and a complex loop. All right, and you will almost be ready to move on to the real stuff. So well done.